This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. Consider this your vitamin or supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you listen to podcasts from, would you mind subscribing to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? And if you could leave a rating and a brief written review, it would be really helpful. It enables those who aren't aware of the podcast. It helps them to be able to locate it. Thanks for your help. I really appreciate it. Today on this podcast, I want to talk about small steps really equals big results. I have just recently gone through some of my old journals, especially things that I recorded toward the end of a year as I was getting ready, kind of setting goals. Maybe you would call them glorified New Year's resolutions. And many of them were big and audacious. As a matter of fact, you've been encouraged to make big, hairy, audacious goals. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is I would list so many of them, and they were so far out in front of where I was presently that it became somewhat predictable what was going to happen. Oh, I did all right on January 1, 2, even up maybe to the first week of January. But then the weather'd get bad. An unforeseen event would happen. Or I would just literally be overwhelmed with the way that I had set myself up. I had really set myself up to fail. I'd have multiple goals, not anything in particular wrong with that, but the combination of all of them, it just left me overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. It was just really a lot larger than what I could get done, and I didn't even know the steps many times to getting it done. Through trial and error and learning and observing and listening to others, I finally learned to change the way that I do. And right now, I have a feeling I'm speaking to somebody who, wherever you are in your life at this present moment, you're feeling overwhelmed. There are big changes happening in your life. Your organization is in such a place that you're going to have to take some really big steps, institute some big measures and changes, and the feeling has you overwhelmed, which mostly leads to us being paralyzed. We don't know what to do. Well, let's take a step back, leaders, and let's talk about small steps. I mean, I know we live in the day of big days. You know, we want to have extreme home makeovers. We want to be ninja warriors. Everything is bigger and bolder and better. But in reality, it is consistent, incremental, small steps done over a significant amount of time that leads to big results. I have 6 things that I want to mention to you about why you need to take small steps, what you need to do, and the fact that it will, over time and in time, lead to big results. So here's the first question I'd ask you today. What is one small step I can take today that'll make a difference a year from now? Well, it's not quite a year, but it's just about a year ago that I started on a health and wellness journey. And the small step that I could take, see, it used to be when I wanted to change those kinds of areas of my life, it was as if my mind, well, I have a big problem, I need to lose weight, I need to get in better health. Therefore, I just need to get up really early and go to the gym for 3 hours a day, 8 days a week until it gets done. And, you know, after a day or two, it's unrealistic in real life. But what's the one small step I can take? Let's just say that's your goal. You want to go to the gym. You want to get on the treadmill, whatever it is. Maybe the first is to start doing some small steps. Pack your bag tonight. Put your tennis shoes, put your gym shoes, put your shoes you're going to wear in the bathroom. Put what you're going to wear there. Put the bag in the car. Get in the car. Go to the gym. Don't say you're going to hang out there for 3 hours. Just say you're going to do 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it takes. And then when you get used to 5 to 10 to 15, you'll start taking more time. But it would be better to go for 15 minutes than to lay in bed and never get up and go. And if you take that one small step today, anyone can do that. Let's even make it easier. Say 5 minutes. You're going for 5 minutes. Just doing that small thing over time will lead to big results. I think I've already mentioned to you in 1991, the church that I went to pastor in Kalamazoo, Michigan, insisted that I put $25 a month into my retirement account. And I screamed and hollered, oh, I needed to pay my bills. What difference can $25 make? And there's something that unbelievable that happens. That was a doable small step. Added over time, and the small step becomes a larger step, and more can be put in. You put your raised money in. Money you get in a raise, just put it in there and leave it alone and let it keep building. And what started as a simple small step today can lead you to some mighty big results in the future. So in the midst of your overwhelmed feelings, just ask yourself, what's one small step I can do to get through this, to accomplish this, to change this, to lead in the direction that we need to go? So ask yourself, what is the one small step I can take today? What you'll discover is the psychology of taking small steps. That's why Dave Ramsey talks about baby steps when you're trying to get out of debt. It's overwhelming. Start paying the smallest one off first, and then take that money and put it with what you're doing and add it to the next one. And those small steps lead to a snowball, which really leads to an avalanche. But doing something small meets with less resistance. That's number 2. That's why you need to do something small. If you come in with some grand plan like mine, I'm going to the gym for 2 hours, 3 hours a day, whatever it was in the old days, you meet with a lot of resistance. Well, you don't have 2 or 3 hours. Well, what time of the day are you going to do that? How are you going to structure? And it just meets with all kinds of resistance. And I'm not even yet talking about the resistance from other people. I'm just talking about the internal resistance. But you don't meet much resistance by putting your gym shoes in the bathroom, packing your gym bag tonight and putting it in the car, so all you have to do in the morning is brush your teeth, comb your hair, put on your clothes for the gym, get in the car and go. It meets with less resistance. And I'm just going for a small time. Getting started, doing something small, meets with less resistance than to say, we're going to take the whole company and turn it upside down tomorrow and right side back up the next day. Will meet with a lot of resistance. Begin to implement the change. Take small steps. It'll meet with less resistance. Now, some of you real go-getters are just chafing at everything that I'm saying because you can't stand slow. You want everything to be fast. But I want you to hear what I'm about to say. Slow is not the problem. Stopping is the problem. Quitting is the problem. Slow is not the problem. Slow and steady in certain kinds of things will get you where you need to be. So if you're making baby steps, you're taking small actions, making small incremental changes in your life, keep it up. Keep moving. They will increase. Momentum will begin. Going slow is not your problem. Just don't stop. Don't quit. Slow, I say it again, is not the problem. The fourth thing that I would say about why small steps lead to big results is small equals momentum. Now, I just told you about the small incremental changes that I made in my life nearly a year ago. Fast forward, I think I'm actually getting ready to go into month 11. I have lost 60 to 62 pounds. I am off of most of my medicine. I was just tested by a personal trainer yesterday. My heart rate for a man my age is at stage 3, which is excellent. And if you would have tested me 11 months ago, everything would have been the opposite. But you see, I wouldn't be where I am today health-wise if I hadn't taken some small, steady steps 11 months ago. And those small steps became larger, the snowball effect of Dave Ramsey fame. And now I have momentum. Starting small gets momentum. Now, have you ever heard that if you stop a locomotive and it comes to a dead stop, you can put a toothpick on the track and the locomotive cannot move? But you get a head of steam behind that steam engine, it can go through a brick wall. That's called momentum. And so you start small. You get some wins under your belt. You get to feeling better about things. You see the changes oh so slowly, and you say, well, I'm not going to go for 15 minutes. I'm going to go for 30 minutes, and 30 minutes becomes 45. And I'm going to get a personal trainer, and I'm not just going to do cardio. I'm going to do strength, and on it goes. I'm going to begin saving for retirement. Well, maybe now I will make sure that I'm not in debt. I'll take these small steps. And after a while, whatever it is, it leads to momentum. It works in the workplace. Start making small changes. Start taking steps. Do something. Start moving in the direction of your dreams, your goals, or where you're headed. And you won't conquer it today or tomorrow or next week. But doing small things consistently will lead to momentum in your life, your family's life, and in the place where you serve and work. Getting started, even if it's small, equals momentum. Number 5, nearly everything started small. You and I were not born full grown. We started small. We had to learn, grow, and stretch. Don't despise small things. We all like Amazon. Everybody wants to be the next Amazon and Google, forgetting that many of the giants of industry started in someone's living room and garage. Nearly everything started small. Don't be discouraged. Start small. Learn from your mistakes. Build momentum. Keep taking the positive small steps day in and day out. And then I'm going to end to where we started. The 6th thing that I want to say about small steps equaling big results is when you do things small, take small steps, it's not overwhelming. The reason most things and more things don't get done is there is this feeling that we are just absolutely overwhelmed and we can't do anymore. Well, when you start out small, not only does it not meet resistance, it's not as overwhelming. So if you're overwhelmed today, my friend, take a step or two back, figure out the important, crucial, small steps that need to be taken, and just start putting one foot in front of the other, and you will be amazed at the momentum that's gained, and you'll be amazed where you'll be 1 year from now. You've been listening to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I hope this has been like a vitamin or supplement for your mind and heart today. Wherever you listen to podcasts, would you please, pretty please, subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom and pass the word along, leave a rating and a review. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, take some small steps in the right direction and you too will see big results. Until next time, have a great and blessed day.